The Model Q launches at $18,590, cheaper than a Corolla. But here's the shock. It uses the same carbon-wrapped motor from the $88,490 Model S Plaid. The motor that hits 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. The motor that was supposed to stay in supercars forever. How did Tesla cram Plaid-Level performance into an $18,000 car without cutting corners? What engineering breakthrough made this possible? You're getting 350-mile range, autopilot, and technology that competitors charge $40,000 for. This isn't just affordable. It's automotive revolution. Let's dive right in. Let's address the elephant in the room. How does Tesla sell a car with Plaid technology for 78% less than the Plaid itself? The answer lies in one component: the carbon-wrapped motor. In 2021, Tesla unveiled this engineering marvel exclusively for the Model S Plaid at $88,490. This motor spins at over 20,000 RPM, compared to traditional motors maxing out at 12,000 to 15,000 RPM. The carbon fiber wrapping prevents the rotor from tearing itself apart under extreme centrifugal forces. For 3 years, this technology stayed locked behind a luxury paywall. Then came the Model Q with the same motor at $18,590. What changed? Tesla didn't cheapen the motor. They revolutionized how it's made. AI-driven automation cut the failure rate from 10% to 7.5%, slashing manufacturing costs by 12%. Their 3D-printed components reduced production time by 30%, and robotic assembly lines at Gigafactory Texas now produce motors with sub-millimeter precision in under 2 minutes per unit. That's a 60% time savings. When you produce over 1 million motors annually across 3 gigafactories, revolutionary technology stops being expensive and becomes standard. Is this the moment premium tech finally escapes the luxury trap? The numbers tell a shocking story. The Model Q accelerates 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, faster than the $40,000 Ford Mustang Mach-E at 5.1 seconds, and demolishing the $33,500 Chevy Bolt EUV at 7.0 seconds. You're outrunning cars that cost double your price, but speed is only half the equation. The carbon-wrapped motor delivers 350 miles of range, which is 52% more than the Mach-E's 230 miles, and 42% more than the Bolt's 247 miles. Traditional automakers face a brutal trade-off. More range means heavier batteries that kill acceleration, while better acceleration requires smaller batteries that tank range. Tesla solved this through motor efficiency. The carbon wrapping reduces heat and friction, converting more electricity into motion. Less energy waste means you need less battery to go farther. That's why the Model Q weighs just 3,000 to 3,200 pounds, significantly lighter than the Bolt's 3,589 pounds, yet travels 100-plus miles further. The physics didn't change. The engineering did. How long before competitors realize they're fighting yesterday's war with yesterday's weapons? What shocked industry analysts most was the inclusion of Tesla's HW5 FSD computer built on a 3-nanometer processor. This next-generation hardware hasn't even rolled out across Tesla's premium lineup yet, but it's standard in an $18,000 car. You're getting computational power that processes driving decisions faster than the human brain. The base autopilot system includes adaptive cruise control, automatic lane keeping, and traffic-aware braking as standard features. The Chevy Bolt offers basic lane assist that struggles in heavy traffic, while the Nissan Leaf charges extra for Pro Pilot Assist to get similar capabilities. Tesla strategically removed the full self-driving upgrade option from the Model Q. No $12,000 add-on, no $199 monthly subscription, just core autopilot. This cut costs while keeping the car accessible, and for most drivers, autopilot handles 90% of what FSD does anyway. Over-the-air updates add another dimension. Your Model Q improves over time without visiting a service center. Tesla's already pushed updates that increased range by 5%, improved autopilot smoothness, and added features like car wash mode. The Bolt and Leaf remain frozen at whatever shipped on day one. Your $18,000 car will be better in 2026 than it is in 2025. What other product at this price evolves after you buy it? Tesla's Unboxed production process is the secret weapon nobody's talking about, and it's what makes the $18,590 price possible. Traditional car assembly is linear. Parts move down a line, getting bolted together sequentially. Tesla builds major sections independently, then combines them in final assembly. This modular approach cuts factory floor space by 40% and speeds production dramatically. The GigaPress technology amplifies this advantage by casting large aluminum sections that replace hundreds of smaller parts. One piece does the work of 70-plus components, meaning fewer failure points, faster assembly, and 30% cost reduction per vehicle. Optimus bots now handle repetitive precision tasks like welding, part alignment, and quality inspection. These robots work 24/7 without breaks while maintaining consistent quality, allowing Tesla to produce a Model Q in under 24 hours compared to several days at traditional plants. Gigafactory Texas alone targets 500,000 Model Q units annually, which is production-scale Detroit hasn't seen since the 1930s. Localized production across Texas, Berlin, and Shanghai cuts logistics costs by 20 to 30% and eliminates tariff complications. The factory itself has become the competitive advantage, not just the product. Tesla stripped every unnecessary expense while keeping the essentials that actually matter. The Model Q uses a 53 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery pack that costs 20 to 30% less than nickel-cobalt batteries while lasting over 1 million miles. Tesla's recycling program recovers 92% of battery materials and feeds them back into new production, dropping material costs another 15%. Inside, you get a 10-inch touchscreen instead of the Model 3's 15-inch display, saving $800 to $1,000. Manual seat adjustments replace power controls for another $600, saved. Recycled fabric upholstery cuts costs 25% compared to premium materials. But these changes don't feel cheap. The cabin remains clean, modern, and functional. Tesla eliminated luxury, not quality. The exterior design is 15% shorter than the Model 3 at 157 inches, using less material and lowering costs. Standard 16 to 18-inch wheels, instead of 19 to 20-inch options, save $400 to $600. Basic LED lighting cuts another $800. And there's no panoramic glass roof on the base model, saving $1,200. Every decision was surgical. Cut cost, keep capability. Tesla reduced production expenses by 40 to 50% compared to the Model 3, while retaining 80% of its performance and technology. You're not buying a stripped-down penalty box, you're getting a strategically optimized machine where every dollar serves a purpose. The industry panic is real. GM's Chevy Bolt EV at $26,500 was supposed to be their affordable answer with 259 miles of range and decent tech. GM just discontinued it because they reportedly lose $9,000 on every Bolt sold. Tesla's making profit on every Model Q. That's the difference between managing costs and engineering around them from day one. The Nissan Leaf at $28,000 delivers only 212 miles, with older battery tech prone to degradation. Volkswagen's ID.3 costs $38,000 plus in Europe and isn't even available in the US. Even China's BYD Dolphin, ranging from $20,000 to $30,000, can't match the Model Q's combination of range, performance, and charging infrastructure. Tesla's supercharger network is the hidden advantage that competitors can't replicate quickly. Over 50,000 stations globally, with V4 chargers delivering 250 kilowatts, means the Model Q charges from 10% to 80% in 15 minutes, adding 200 miles of range during a coffee break. Competitors rely on third-party charging networks that are slower, less reliable, and harder to locate. You're not just buying a car, you're buying into an ecosystem that actually works. The math is brutal. Tesla offers 35% more range than the Bolt, 50% faster acceleration than the Mach-E, and better technology than vehicles costing twice as much. Legacy automakers spent decades optimizing internal combustion engines, while Tesla spent 15 years optimizing electric architecture from scratch. That head start is now an insurmountable gap. Elon Musk stated it plainly. The limiting factor isn't desire for a Tesla, it's ability to pay for one. The Model Q removes that barrier. At $18,590, it costs less than half the average new car price in America at $48,000. With federal tax credits up to $7,500 and state incentives, the effective price drops to $11,000 to $13,000 in some regions. You can finance it for under $275 monthly, which is less than many people spend on gas alone. The operational savings amplify the value proposition. Charging costs $5 per 100 miles versus $12 for gas. Maintenance runs $300 to $400 annually, compared to $1,200 plus for gas vehicles, because there are no oil changes, no transmission repairs, no exhaust systems. Regenerative braking means brake pads last 100,000 plus miles instead of 30,000 to 50,000. Over 10 years, owners save $12,000 to $15,000 in total operating costs. The car literally pays for itself through what it doesn't require. Tesla's three-step strategy is now complete. Expensive Roadster proved EVs work. Mid-price Model S and 3 proved they're desirable. And the affordable Model Q proves they're inevitable. At Tesla's projected 500,000 plus annual production, that's 500,000 fewer vehicles burning fossil fuels each year. The environmental impact compounds exponentially, and as gas prices fluctuate, the economic argument becomes impossible to ignore. What happens when electric stops being the alternative and becomes the obvious choice? So here's what Tesla just proved. Premium technology doesn't need a premium price. It needs premium thinking. The Model Q validates a 15-year bet that electric could beat combustion on every metric: performance, cost, and convenience. The carbon-wrapped motor that once symbolized unattainable luxury is now standard in a car cheaper than a used Accord. That's not progress. That's disruption. And this is just the beginning. Tesla's producing 500,000 Model Qs annually, forcing every competitor to face an impossible choice: match Tesla's price and lose money, or maintain margins and lose customers. Legacy automakers perfected the wrong technology for a century. That mistake is now coming due. What happens at $25,000? $30,000? Where does this curve actually end? Drop your predictions below. I want to hear what you think breaks next. If this breakdown added value, hit that like button. Subscribe to Tech Revolution and turn on notifications so you don't miss our deep dives into the tech reshaping transportation. The age of compromise just ended. Welcome to What's Next.